How John Waters assembled this cast is God's own private mystery. We're talking Johnny Depp, Iggy Pop, Ricky Lake, Tracy Lords. Yes, Tracy Lords, the underage porn star who was shut down by the FBI turned actress and singer Tracy Lords, who you may know from the movie Blade. Then there's Patty Hearst, the same Patty Hearst that was kidnapped as a teenager, locked in the cupboard for days, the face of Stockholm Syndrome, who went on to rob banks with her captors, Patty Hearst. Cameo roles by Willem Dafoe and Mink Stole. Right, so let's get into this. Cry Baby Walker is a 1950s high school juvenile delinquent. He goes to school with his pregnant sister Pepper and their rebellious, delinquent, trashy friends Hatchet Face, Wonder, and Milton. On the other side of the tracks is Allison, the most popular and talented square in school. Allison is tired of being good. So one day after school, she approaches Crybaby and his crew and introduces herself. Crybaby takes an instant liking to her, but before they can chat, Allison gets picked up from school by her grandmother and taken to the afternoon talent show at her grandmother's charm school, where she is set to sing. While the grandmother is driving Allison and her boyfriend back to her charm school for the afternoon's talent show, Crybaby pulls up next to them and his whole car starts serenading Allison. She gets wooed off her feet, and as shy as she is, she's loving all of this attention. It all turns a bit daring, and Crybaby speeds off back home to Turkey Point. Crybaby and his friends head home to Turkey Point on the bad side of town, where he lives with his grandmother Ramona Ricketts and Uncle Belvedere. Ramona and Belvedere have been saving up and they present Crybaby with a new motorbike. He tells them that he's met a girl, and he takes his motorbike and drives across town to invite Allison to hear him sing that night at Turkey Point's Jukebox Jamboree. He arrives at the charm school and is met with hostility from the squares. But Allison's newfound rebel heart is all too willing to experience Crybaby's way of life. She jumps on the back of his motorbike and they drive off to Turkey Point. On arrival, Allison feels intimidated by the girls in Crybaby's circle, but they welcome her with open arms and offer to give her a drape makeover. The Jukebox Jamboree kicks off with Crybaby singing to an enthusiastic crowd, and halfway through his song, he invites Allison on stage, and they become a formal couple. The squares who are left at the charm school are enraged that Allison has chosen to go with the drapes, so they sneak into Turkey Point, vandalize the cars, and set Crybaby's motorbike on fire, pushing it down the hill and into the jamboree, where all hell breaks loose. The police are called and soon arrive on the chaotic scene, where punches are flying left and right, and it's anarchy in all directions. Crybaby gets Allison onto his burnt-out but still functioning motorbike and tries to leave, but they are stopped by the police. Everyone is arrested, thrown into the back of the police vans, and taken to court. During the trial, Alison is sent home with her grandmother because the judge has a crush on the grandmother. In fact, everybody gets sent home, except Crybaby, who is thrown in prison, where he spends his days making license plates and his nights singing lonely heart songs. Alison, meanwhile, is at home, so distraught that all she can do is cry in a bottle and drink her tears. She hears on the radio that Crybaby has gotten a girl pregnant and is going to support her and his new baby. But this is fake news. In response, Alison gets on the radio and declares that she is getting back together with her old square boyfriend, and the two of them are going to perform at the opening of the new theme park. When Crybaby hears the news of Alison dumping him and getting back together with her old flame, he flies into an uncontrollable, furious rage, singing a frantic jailhouse song that lands him being taken to the hold, where he attempts to escape through a manhole in the floor. Meanwhile, Hatchetface and Milton decide to steal a helicopter and break Crybaby out of prison. They land in the prison grounds screaming, "This is a jailbreak!" followed by the guards opening fire on them. But they manage to run inside and, despite their best efforts, are unable to locate Crybaby because he is in the underground pipes and tunnels. So they decide to abandon their mission, jumping into the back of a dump truck and being driven out. Meanwhile, Alison and the Squares are performing at the opening of the theme park. Crybaby's crew are there too, in disguise, and they confront Alison, telling her to make a choice between Crybaby and her current beau. Alison naturally chooses Crybaby and heads to the jail, where the Crybaby girls sing to the judge and wardens to release Crybaby. They make their way into the visiting area, where Crybaby and his boys are waiting. The girls trash the waiting area as they reconnect with Crybaby and his other inmate friends, before ending in a crescendo as Crybaby smashes the glass and is finally reunited with Alison. The judge releases Crybaby, but the crowd outside is torn. The drapes on the one side are celebrating Crybaby's release, but on the other side, the Squares are not happy. The only way to end this dispute once and for all is a challenge, a game of chicken, but on top of the car. The race begins with the Crybaby girls waving their flags to start the race. Crybaby, hanging onto the roof of the car, sings about life as a high school hellcat. Uncle Belvedere drives, with Ramona Ricketts in the passenger seat and Pepper in the back. Mid-race, Pepper gives birth, showing Milton the baby, who immediately proposes by waving a handmade sign. The Squares chicken out, swerving at the last minute and crashing into a barn, leaving Crybaby victorious with Alison in his arms. Oh, it's too good. It really is just too good.